Good evening, everyone. Bonsoir tout le monde. Welcome to our February 1st, 2021 council meeting. Bienvenue à la rencontre du conseil pour le 1er février 2021. On va commencer avec roll call. J'ai besoin que les membres du conseil s'annoncent, s'il vous plaît.
Mike Turnowski, présent.
André Brisson, présent.
Jamie Lauren here.
Cindy Sose here.
Parfait. Myself here, and just confirmation, our clerk is here.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Joanne Camiri-Laflamme. I'm here.
Thank you, Joanne. Item 2 and 3, la prière puis l'hymne national, on n'a pas en virtuel. Item 4, addition des deletions or amendments. Do we have anything to add or amend? Not much going on as far as social activities around these times, so that's what happens in full lockdown. On va aller avec item 5, adoption de l'ordre du jour. Motion d'adopter l'ordre du jour tel que présenté. J'ai besoin d'un proposeur puis un appuyeur, s'il vous plaît. Proposé par conseiller Brisson, seconded by Councillor Turnowski. All those in favor?
Mike Turnowski, oui.
André, oui.
Jamie, yes.
Cindy Sose, yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Item 6, declare disclosure of pecuniary interest. Hearing and seeing none. On va aller à item 7, l'adoption des procès-verbaux. Procès verbal de la séance ordinaire du Conseil du 18 janvier 2021. Motion d'approuver le procès-verbal tel que présenté. J'ai besoin d'un proposeur en appuyeur. Proposé Councillor Turnowski, seconded by Councillor Saucier. Any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Mike Turnowski, yes.
André, oui.
Jamie, yes.
Cindy Sose, yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Hello.
La prochaine item, c'est item 8, présentation n'a pas. Item 9, délégation. Item 9, delegations. Delegation presented by Lynn Martel in regards to St. Thomas Street conditions north of this 417. Madame Martel, es-tu avec nous?
Oui, est-ce que vous m'entendez?
Oui, on t'entend très bien. On t'attendait bien, mais là, j'entends pas rien du tout.
Ah, OK.
Ah, là,
Ok.
je t'entends.
Oui, OK, parfait. Dites-moi là si vous m'entendez plus.
OK.
Voulez-vous que je vous le dise en anglais et en français?
C'est totalement à vous, Madame Martel. It's up to you. Either way, we're all bilingual here, so we're good to go.
You're good to go. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll say it in English. Just now, I sent the presentation. Is the clerk going to show it as I'm speaking?
Yeah, we have it on the screen.
Perfect. Thank you very much. As you know, my name is Lynn Martel, and I live at 347 St. Thomas on the north side of Highway 417. I'd like to clarify, some people get confused between St. Thomas and Nembrum and St. Thomas on the VAR side. So do you all know where we're located here?
Yes, we do.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So first of all, thank you for providing me the opportunity to speak about our issues here for the citizens of St. Thomas. We include 41 residences on this street, which is about 1.5 kilometers. The subject of what I want to speak about is the conditions of our road. All of the people that live on this road, I've met with all of them, and despite constant complaints over the years, and I'm talking 15, 20 years, the road is always patched instead of being permanently repaired. Now, I've had some communication with the mayor, and thank you for your responses. We understand that the budget for roads is already granted until 2023. Totally understand that.
Just for clarification, the budget for roads is approved for this year, 2021. 2022, 2023 is done at the budget time every year. So there's nothing confirmed for next year at this point.
Nothing confirmed. Okay. So what we'd like to ask is, since we've been complaining so long, and you're going to see pictures of the road on the presentation.
Yep.
We would like to ask for budget for permanently repairing our road. And I'm not asking for it to be paved. We're just asking for it to be, we're able to drive on it without ruining our suspensions, being able to bike on it. We have elderly people on this street and they don't walk the full street because they're afraid to get hurt. There are constantly holes, like the pictures that I put in the presentation. This is on a beautiful sunny October day. I took the pictures with the best conditions possible. Like this is, it's usually much, much worse than that. So I thought, I'll be fair. I'll send you the pictures where there are holes, but it's not like the worst we've seen. So what we're asking, we figured out that we pay about $200,000 in municipal taxes. So this is revenue that you're getting. We're asking that the road be repaired and maintained at fair value as the income you receive. So if you collect $200,000, the municipality, after the expenses incurred, we figure you make a profit about $100,000 a year. We believe that it's entirely justified based on the figures that I just mentioned to ask that you give the residents of St. Thomas North a maintained road that reflects our municipal taxes.
Okay.
Just as a FYI, about a kilometer east from me, which is like walking distance, right? They have Bell 5, they have natural gas, they have municipal water. We don't have any of that. We get garbage pickup and our roads cleaned when there's snow, and it's usually like the day after a storm. But our ask is to get a permanent solution to repairing the road.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madame Martel. As I understand your request, as I've mentioned in our correspondence, that's, road repair is the biggest ask we get from the public at every single budget session every year. Obviously, with over, 250 kilometers of roads, it's impossible to do everyone all at once, right? But I do want to hear from our department, our executive director, infrastructure services, Monsieur Bourgon. Do you have any comments? I know we've discussed about this file before.
Merci, Monsieur le Maire. So, this portion of road, there's the gravel portion is part of our paving plan for the next 10 years. And but not the surface treatment portion. But for us, on the operational side, it would make sense to treat those two portions as one. So, and that's one of the reasons why we will be bringing that segment of road for next year's budget consideration. Mostly, yeah. So since there's already a portion identified in our plan, and the other half makes sense on our operational side to be included for budget consideration next year.
Okay, so it'll be part of your recommendations for 2022. Is what
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
May I ask a question?
Sure, go ahead, Madame Martel.
Because we see on the paved portion that the holes are filled with gravel. Now, the problem is, as soon as a car goes by, that hole reappears because the gravel is pressured, right? It's just in the hole. So the day after you guys come by, the hole is still there.
Yeah. I think it's an ongoing problem with most of our gravel roads, Monsieur Bourgon.
Yes, well, that's the issue with gravel road. But for the paved portion, using that cold mix, especially at this time where colder temperature, yes, it creates an issue of maintaining like that. That it always comes back, so it's ongoing maintenance.
Okay, thank you. Questions, membres du conseil, conseiller Brisson?
Yeah, I was just wondering, the extra money that was allowed in the budget, wasn't it for St. Thomas North?
No, that was allocated to, the next segment in line. I can't remember which one it was, Monsieur Bourgon,
It was allocated to a segment on Route 400.
on Route
But
400.
I thought it was on the budget for this year.
No, the extra revenue we put into paving this year, there was 3 or 4 items discussed, but council made the decision to go with Route 400. Okay, Councillor Tarnowski? You're muted, Councillor Tarnowski.
Apologies, this has to happen at least once a meeting. Monsieur Bourgon, si je pourrais juste poser une petite question de clarification. Fait que ce que vous nous dites, c'est que c'est sur les plans pour l'année prochaine. Mais pour l'année prochaine, comme il y avait 2 sections de route séparées avec 2 traitements différents, est-ce que c'est ça que vous nous expliquez? J'essaie juste d'être sûr que je comprends.
Monsieur Bourgon?
Merci, Monsieur le maire. Donc, conseiller Tarnowski, dans le fond, il y a une portion qui est en roche présentement, en gravier. Puis c'est cette portion qui est recommandée dans notre plan 10 ans de convertir en surface treatment, là, en ce qu'on utilise là, dans nos routes moins achalandées présentement. Mais puisque la portion qui est présentement en surface treatment est en piètre état, je vais faire la recommandation au budget de juste tout inclure ce segment de chemin-là, être fait sous un segment, là, dans le fond.
Mais si je peux juste faire un suivi,
oui.
Monsieur le maire.
Oui.
Mais c'est ça, quand vous dites pour la recommandation pour l'année prochaine, ça serait en surface treatment pour toute la route, c'est ça?
Exactement, oui. Donc, il y aurait la portion qui serait une conversion de gravier, puis de refaire l'autre segment également.
OK. Merci beaucoup.
Parfait. Merci, Monsieur Councillor Tarnowski. So, Madame Martel, you've heard the discussion. You hear the director is recommending that in the budget next year.
Yes, I do have a question though.
Yep.
The surface that's en gravier, là,
Wait.
what's the solution? Is it going to be dust or is it going to be?
It's going to be surface treatment like the other section of the road is, but redone, obviously.
Okay, so the first section is l'asphalte, excuse-moi, là, je parle en français, c'est de l'asphalte. Oui. Ici, on a du gravier. Comment ça peut être la même solution?
Monsieur, so c'est-tu de l'asphalte ou c'est du surface treatment qui est là, présentement?
C'est du surface treatment. Il y a une petite portion en asphalte, mais c'est à cause du chemin de fer. Mais sinon, c'est tout du surface treatment. Là, donc, ça va être le même type de matériau là, qui va être appliqué partout. Dans le fond, nous, notre contracteur va initialement, en premier lieu, tout retransformer le chemin en roche pour ensuite réappliquer le surface treatment là, à la longueur du segment.
Puis surface treatment, ça serait comme la route 200 en brun qu'on a faite cette année, McDonald Road l'année d'avant, c'est ça?
Exactement, oui.
Je suis pas certain si tu connais ces chemins-là qui ont été faits l'année passée, Madame Martel.
Oui, OK. On peut-tu demander, on ne sait pas c'est quoi ce surface treatment parce que à plusieurs occasions, vous êtes venus mettre de la dust. Puis de la dust, là, ça devient de la boue le lendemain, comme quand il pleut, là, c'est juste de la boue. C'est quoi le surface treatment?
Le surface treatment, Monsieur Bourgon, if you Cole's Notes version.
Je suis désolé, j'ai pas le terme francophone, ça me vient pas, mais ça fait quand même une surface dure. Il n'y aurait pas de gravier là, c'est quand même une surface là, permanente, puis ça a une durée de vie d'environ une dizaine d'années, c'est ce qui est prévu là, dans nos avoirs, là, dans les remplacements d'avoirs.
Pour l'année prochaine.
Ben, puis nous, dans le fond, dans le processus, c'est qu'au mois d'octobre, aux discussions de budget, moi, je vais apporter cette portion-là pour être fait à l'été 2022.
OK. Councillor Lorrain with a question, and Councillor Associate.
Yeah, more just of a comment or clarification of something that was said. Was it said that there were 41 residences on this stretch of road?
That's correct.
Right, 41. Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to clarify, and I know it's not a huge thing for this because the executive director's already said it's going to come back to council for budget time next year or in October. But I just wanted to clarify one thing when you mentioned the amount of taxes that are paid, and it's a piece that everyone always just lumps in together. Just a reminder that there's three pieces to your taxes, which is municipal, school board, and the United Counties. So it's not that the whole amount comes to the municipality. So when you're talking the calculation, it's not that full amount that comes directly to the municipality. We get about 42% of an individual's taxes. So it's just the dollar amount. I just wanted to make sure that that was clear, that the dollar amount that was quoted may actually be significantly less than what you quoted in terms of those numbers. So I just didn't want to give a false sense of how much is being spent or how much is being given to the municipality, because we don't get all of those funds.
Yeah, just add clarification. We are the tax collector. We do collect all the funds, but then we redistribute about 56 to 58% of that to the United Counties and school boards. So just so you're aware of how the taxation is set up in the township.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank
no
you. And thank you for that explanation. And I understand. And I appreciate the budget, for 2022 and for it to be done in the summer. I must say that I don't know if you hear from our residences. They say that they call and complain on a regular basis, but it has been 10 to 15 years. We've been here for 10 years. So we'll appreciate that being done in the summer of 2022, and I'll communicate that to all of the residences.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Associate, last question.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that, because if this is going to be brought up in the budget of 2022, which is the fall, so when exactly will that road be worked on? And also, will the surfacing, fix the whole problem? Because I don't even see how cars can barely go down there. And if it's, especially like she said, when it becomes kind of very muddy. So I'm just wondering, will that fix that, rectify that? And when will the surfacing be done exactly?
Okay, as Monsieur Bourgon, if approved by council, it would be done in the summer of 2022. The surface treatment, these pictures we've seen when we've discussed Forest Road, when we've discussed McDonald Road. Unfortunately, it is a downside of having gravel roads with increased traffic, because I think there's been considerable amount of house building and large vehicles on that road in the last few years as well, Monsieur Bourgon?
Yeah, that's correct, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, so I think the other two, and who knows, just so you're aware, Madame Martel, every year we submit roads in a tender process with the United Counties to try and get a bulk rate on the asphalt, on the work to be done. And we've had seen in certain past years where it came back really competitive. So who knows, if we get a really good competitive year this year, it might be an opportunity to be able to do it sooner rather than later. But you can't hold us to that because it's obviously based on what the contract price will come back at. But just so you're aware, that is always a possibility. I have conseiller Brisson, conseiller Lorrain.
C'est juste pour clarifier, mais c'est planifié pour être servicé en 22, mais en 21, il faudrait juste faire sûr qu'on ait le grader qui passe pour pouvoir enlever la maintenance régulière, mais je pense que c'est un processus régulier. Mais je pense que c'est ça que vous planifiez de faire pour 21, faire sûr que ça ne soit pas trop rough, que le grader passe pour la maintenance.
Merci, Conseiller Brisson. Yeah, I think the staff are aware of their operational requirements in their department. So, Conseiller Laurent?
Yeah, just one last thing, Mr. for Madame Martel. You mentioned that you'll let your neighbors know. Please let them know that this will be coming to the budget in October of 2021 for discussion for the budget of 2022, and that nothing is confirmed as of yet. I would hate for you to go back to them and say that, you know, it's in the budget for 2022. It's in the plan to bring to the budget for 2022, but council still has to go through the entire budget process and approve and endorse those expenditures. So although it may be in the plan to bring to council, I just wanted to set that expectation that it hasn't not been approved by council yet. Not to say that it won't be, but I just don't want you to go to them and say, I found out last night that it's being done in the summer of 2022. And that's not the case yet. So I just wanted to clarify that one piece.
Okay, thank you very much, Conseiller Laurent. I think that's it on our end, Madame Martel.
Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. Thank you for the presentation, and you have the honor of being the first public speaker we've had for a delegation virtually. So thank you so much.
Well, excellent. And if the road doesn't get fixed, you're sure to see me again.
I'm sure we will. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye. Parfait. On va aller au prochain item. The next item is item 10, consent items. Motion that all items listed under consent items be received as presented. Item A, minutes of the Parks, Recreation, Culture Advisory Committee of November 9th, 2020. Item B, minutes of the Police Village of Russell, December 3rd, 2020. The pay list for December 2020. And D, the proclamation of the Optimist Day on February 4th, 2021. I need a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Conseiller Tonaski, seconded by Conseiller Laurent. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Just a minute.
Wait.
No. Was there for D a resolution that has to be voted separately?
No, it wasn't asked on the agenda. Would you like to separate that item?
Okay, I thought that's why I was looking it back. I thought I've seen it. But,
no, it's en dessous des consent items. If you want to remove it, we can vote on it separately.
Okay, I thought there was a resolution to ask for the if it could be put on the board, the electronic board. So
okay, so you'd like to remove that item?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so I need a move by Conseiller Brisson, seconded by Councillor Tonaski to separate D. So let's vote on A, B, and C, and then we'll move on to D.
Mike Tonaski, oui.
André, oui.
Jamie, yes.
Cindy Sauce, yes.
Okay, thank you. A, B, and C are done. Item D, let's put it on the table. Need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Councillor Brisson, seconded by Councillor Laurent. Monsieur Leduc, ou t'avais des questions, Monsieur Conseiller Brisson, first?
No, it's just that I thought I've seen it on the. I know the request did ask for it, but I thought I've seen it at the first on Wednesday that it was on the agenda, so that there will be a kind of a virtual flag raising since there's the pandemic. If the flag could be shown on the electronic board,
okay,
just for the day.
Okay, I know that we've had this discussion in the past in regards to the usage of the electronic sign, that it wasn't for social organizations, it was for messaging from the municipality. But I'll let the administration speak to that.
Mr.
Madame,
Mayor?
Yeah, Madame Camille-Laflamme.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and Councillor Brisson. Yes, you're correct. If in the attachment there was a note with the email requesting that, but it was removed as the last part of the resolution because, like Mr. Mayor said, the usage of the LED sign at the town hall is only for the township. It's not for promotion of any activities or clubs. And secondly, we wouldn't be able to put a logo and a flag because it's too big. And thirdly, the people are just going by quickly on a car, so they wouldn't have time to see all that. So this is the reason why that part, and it was mentioned by the person that applied as well, that this could be removed if it wasn't feasible. So that was just removed from the last paragraph.
Okay, but that's what I thought. I've seen it. That's why I said, okay, just wanted to make the follow-up. Thank you.
Okay. Parfait. Merci beaucoup. Let's vote on it. Tout ceux en faveur?
Mike Ternowski, oui.
Oui.
André, oui.
Jamie, yes.
Cindy Saucy, yes.
Perfect. Merci. C'est approuvé. We shall go to the next item, which is item 11, reports from departments and council committees. Item A, plan de service d'audit 2020 de BDO FS 2020, que le conseil reçoit la présentation du plan des services d'audit 2020 de BDO daté du 3 février 2021. Monsieur Godin, I believe we have a guest today.
Merci, Monsieur Maire. Bonsoir, Chairman du Conseil. Yes, we have a guest. So we're starting our year-end audit for our financial statements. And Madame Annick Blanchard from BDO is here for one of her 2 yearly visits. She'll just, so you received the audit plan in the package, but Annick is here to highlight the important points and to answer any questions that council may have. Donc, Annick, je vais te laisser la parole.
Super. Mais merci, M. Godin. Oui, fait que comme M. Godin mentionnait, c'est une de mes 2 visites annuelles. Donc, on présente notre plan d'audit. On a fait la planification, puis on planifie faire l'audit final à la mi- et fin mars. Donc, je vais supposer que vous avez eu la chance de le lire. Je vais aller quand même assez vite. Si vous avez des questions, vous pouvez me laisser savoir. Donc, on peut aller à la page 3, là, skipper une couple de pages. En gros, l'équipe, je vais te l'associer encore cette année. Louis-Charles Gascon, qui était le directeur principal l'année dernière, est encore impliqué. Puis, notre auditeur senior, c'est Olivier Bois. Il vient d'avoir son titre CPA, puis il faisait partie de l'équipe l'année dernière. Donc, on a 2 juniors avec lui pour l'aider, donc ça devrait bien aller. Point de vue timeline, donc je mentionnais le mi-fin mars, donc le plan c'est de présenter une ébauche à la direction le 16 avril pour ensuite vous présenter au conseil les états financiers et nos résultats d'audit le 3 mai. Comme à chaque année, quand on regarde un audit, il faut voir c'est quoi les risques significatifs. Donc, ceux qu'on voit dans la majorité ou dans tous les audits, c'est la comptabilisation des revenus, donc s'assurer que c'est rentré dans la bonne année, donc qu'il n'y a pas de fraude qu'on peut déceler. Donc, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? C'est la grosse majorité du travail, c'est envoyer des confirmations externes pour les taxes à recevoir, puis aussi voir les écritures de journal. Les systèmes informatiques, il y a des super users, donc on regarde ça avec notre équipe de TI. Management Override of Controls, c'est un autre risque significatif qui est présent dans tous les audits. Donc, c'est vraiment la révision des écritures de journal puis impliquer notre groupe de TI à ce moment-là. L'autre point par rapport aux revenus, c'est les taux que les employés municipaux payent. Donc, c'est commun, puis ça vient avec notre test sur les revenus. Donc, s'assurer qu'il n'y a pas d'anomalie à ce niveau-là. Fait que ça, c'était les risques significatifs. Là, on regarde dans les risques normaux, ou juste les risques, ou les points qu'on regarde dans l'audit. Le passif par rapport au dépotoir, donc c'est un qui a du jugement qui est impliqué, donc on regarde dans ce montant-là. Les passifs pour les sites contaminés, à date, vous n'aviez pas de passif à enregistrer, donc on fait juste s'assurer que c'est encore raisonnable et qu'il n'y a pas rien qui devrait être ajouté dans les comptes à payer à la fin d'année. Les taxes à recevoir, puis les write-offs, il faut qu'ils soient estimés parce que les revenus sont supposés être comptabilisés au moment où ils sont earned par la municipalité. Donc, supposons qu'il y a des montants qu'il faut qu'ils soient ajustés, mais il faudrait que ce soit comptabilisé. Donc, on regarde avec la direction c'est quoi les montants qui devraient être faits. S'ils sont significatifs, on s'assure qu'ils soient enregistrés. Les revenus subventions, ce serait que c'est rentré dans la bonne année, si c'est un compte à recevoir que c'est l'est, ou si ça devrait être en revenu reporté, même chose. COVID-19 a rajouté du travail supplémentaire dans tous les audits. Donc, il faut prendre plus un step back par rapport aux estimations des montants à recevoir s'il y a des write-offs potentiels. Donc, ça nous rajoute du travail cette année qu'il faut regarder. Lawsuit potentiel, même chose, c'est quelque chose qui est commun dans toutes les municipalités. Donc, il faut voir avec la direction s'il y en a, puis si oui, est-ce que vous êtes correctement couvert par l'assurance, etc. Puis le dernier point, c'est quand on regarde des recommandations. Donc, à chaque année, on a une lettre de recommandation. On va faire un suivi sur les points qu'on avait soulevés pour voir s'ils ont été corrigés ou si, regarde, on réalise ce qui ne s'applique plus dans le futur. À part ça, pour la matérialité ou le seuil de signification, on a étudié 700 000 $. C'est basé sur 2,5 % des revenus de l'année dernière. Qu'est-ce qu'on va faire, c'est que si les revenus varient de façon significative avec le réel, on va ajuster, mais par contre, on vous le laissera savoir au conseil quand on va venir reporter en fin d'année si ça a changé de façon significative. Nos honoraires sont comme on avait planifié dans notre appel d'offres d'il y a 2-3 ans, donc ça reste commun avec ce qu'on avait présenté à ce moment-là. Dans les annexes, on a l'annexe sur la stratégie de BDO, la lettre de mission qu'on est engagé, la lettre d'indépendance, donc pour faire un audit, c'est vrai qu'on est indépendant de la direction puis du conseil, donc on vient confirmer qu'on l'est. Puis ensuite, on parle des responsabilités, c'est quoi nos responsabilités de nous comme auditeurs, responsabilités de la direction puis du conseil, puis aussi les ressources. Le gros des ressources, c'est les changements qui s'en viennent. On en a parlé avec la direction. Il y a des coupes de changements dans la comptabilité significative qui vont avoir lieu pour 2023. Il va falloir que ce soit commencé de préparer dans la prochaine année ou deux, mais on va en parler avec la direction à ce moment-là.
Parfait.
Je ne sais pas s'il y a des questions.
Membres du conseil, c'est quelque chose qu'on revoit à chaque année. Something we see every year. I'm not sure if there's questions from members of council or not. I don't see or hear any. Monsieur Godin, anything to add? You're muted, Monsieur Godin.
Sorry about that. Non, merci, M. le maire. Juste remercier Annick de s'avoir, pas déplacé, mais de nous avoir joints ce soir. Ça va être notre 3e année avec BDO, puis les deux premières années ont très bien été, donc j'ai bien confiance que ça va bien aller encore, puis j'ai bien hâte que tu reviennes pour le rapport final.
Parfait.
Bon, merci.
Merci beaucoup, Madame Lachard. Passez une belle soirée.
Vous aussi.
Bonne soirée.
All right, we'll go on to the next item. And next item is item B, Dedicated Gas Tax Funding Transit 2021, Report FS01 2021. The Council receives Report FS01 2021 dated February 1st, 2021, and that the proposed bylaw be adopted as presented, authorizing the Mayor and the Treasurer to enter into an agreement between the Township of Russell and the Province of Ontario related to the funding commitment made by the Province of Ontario to the municipality under the dedicated gas tax funds for the Township of Russell's transportation program. Questions, members of council? Hearing none, anything to add from the administration? Pretty standard stuff.
No, merci.
Okay, perfect. We'll go on to the next item. Item C, développement économique, rapport d'activité semestriel, rapport EcoDev 01-2021. Que le Conseil reçoit le rapport EcoDev 01-2021 daté du 1er février 2021. Madame Tremblay, it's been a challenging year, but you guys have been up to task. So, veux-tu nous donner un petit peu d'informations sur ton rapport?
Bonsoir, membre du conseil. Et donc, oui, même si on a essayé d'aider les entreprises le plus possible à travers la pandémie, donc, à travers les mois qui ont passé, on a créé un plan de relance économique pour soutenir les entreprises locales. Donc, il y a plusieurs initiatives qui ont été complétées pendant cette période de juillet à décembre. Ça a été fait en collaboration avec les comtés unis Prescott Russell. Donc, à tous les semaines, les agents de développement économique de Prescott Russell avec les municipalités environnantes se rencontraient régulièrement pour justement discuter du plan de relance économique. Donc, c'est en collaboration avec les comtés. There's also a website, so all the information and grant available for businesses were shared by email to all the list of the businesses of the Township of Russell, as well that we created a website for the businesses to have a direct link with all the grant available based on the COVID-19. Obviously, we also have the discussion with the transit that happened, that started in 2020. Yeah, so we've been working hard trying to assist businesses throughout that difficult time. Hopefully, we help as much as we can with the resources that we have available, and we try to share as much as information as possible to avoid major disaster. We've also approved the CIP. That's a big project as well. So as you know, we have the CIP for the village core, but we've just approved in December of 2020 the CIP that would be in effect for the Embrun Business Park and as well the 417 Industrial Park.
Thank you very much, Madame Tremblay. It's nice to see this report and see the activity that's happening within the department. I specifically like to look at what's going on in our 417 Industrial Park. You know, it's been moving very, very fast, and the information you put in the report as far as you know, the purchase price and the amount of job creations, the acres we're selling, that kind of stuff. I think it's very important for members of the public to be aware of that. So, merci beaucoup. D'autres questions, commentaires, Councillor Tarnowski?
Thank you. J'avais juste une question au sujet du projet de advertising space for the entire township through KB Media. I know it's still moving on, but I was just wondering if you had a timeline as to when we're planning to have that in place. And just to make sure that I understand that, to me, that's the program that will allow us to get sponsorship for benches and whatever in terms of getting support for some of the infrastructure and so on through advertising, right?
Madame Tremblay?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So yes, we've worked on that. The report was ready and then COVID hit. So we've met with all the department heads and that were mostly dealing with sponsorship. And me and Monsieur Le Duc discussed about this file last couple of weeks. So council should be seeing the report and the contract with KB Media for sponsorship in probably late February or first meeting in March.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Parfait. Merci beaucoup. D'autres questions, membres du conseil? Hearing none, gros merci, Madame Tremblay. Puis félicitations à toi et ton équipe. Je sais que c'était une année difficile pour plusieurs sujets, mais vous avez fait une très belle job. Merci.
Merci.
On va aller au prochain item. Item D, Public Safety and Enforcement Semi-Annual Activity Report, Report PIC 01-2021. The Council receives Report PIC 01-2021 dated February 1st, 2021. Through you, Monsieur Le Duc, Madame Bordeaux, if any departments had a hard time during COVID, I think yours is at the top of the list. So I'll invite you to give us a little bit of feedback on that.
Let's say we've been busy. So everybody's been busy, but it's just the departments that fall under my umbrella. Most departments were affected by COVID, so it makes things a little bit more difficult, but we're doing well. I believe all the officers are doing well in this situation, and it's a new situation for them to deal with. So, but they're doing well. They're doing a good job. So, as you see in the occurrence count, there's a big increase since last year. I just want to point out that the new system for the dog tags fall into our occurrence system now. So that's why you see that increase. We still have an increase, but it's not as as much as it shows here, because here we have in 2019 we have 3,887 occurrences, and this year we have 5,690. There's about I would say close to 2,000 of those are dog tags that are now in that system. So, but we did get 600 occurrences due to COVID. So that's extra work that we had to deal with. If you looked at the report, you'll see that we've reviewed some application for cannabis retailers. We've added a few new bylaws, such as the fortification of land and ice cream vendors. We've also we're also responsible. I'm also responsible for buying the protective equipment and distribution and monitoring our stock for use of protective equipment due to COVID. The alarm project and the access to our building has been completed. We've also met the requirements for the province for the emergency management requirement. So these are items that are were done in the last quarter, and some of them require more time than others. And as I said, I think that the department did well with this year with all the new regulations that we have to enforce, and just trying to keep up with the changes.
Thank you very much, Madame Bordeaux, and congratulations to you and your staff as well. I know that you know, bylaw is often the ones that's called to deal with those issues, and you know, we have to often go in, especially in relation to COVID-19 right now. Everybody's tempers are high, and you know, staff have been on the receiving end of not so pleasant interactions. But you know, all I've heard is positive things and positive you know, professionalism from our staff. So I appreciate hearing those comments out in the public. Questions, comments, members of council? Councillor Saucier and Councillor Tarnowski?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you, because I think you're our frontline workers. So I appreciate everything you do, and I know that the direction isn't clear sometimes, so I know you've got to deal with that as well. And so just wanted to say thank you for all you've been doing extra.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Tarnowski?
Merci, un gros merci à toi et ton équipe, Émilie, c'est bien apprécié. Je voulais juste confirmer que je comprends bien que cette année, on a rajouté les dog tags dans les occurrences, puis c'est pour ça qu'on a un 46% d'augmentation. Ben, ça fait partie du 46% d'augmentation d'occurrences.
Oui, c'est ça. Avant, il faisait pas partie de notre système de rapport. Notre système, c'est le système break-in. Puis là, de la façon que ça fonctionne maintenant, c'est rentré dans le système. Donc, cette année, on a rentré 1978 dans le système. Donc, c'est pour ça que le compte a monté tant que ça.
OK. Puis là, les autres municipalités, ils ne compteraient pas ça, eux autres, c'est ça? C'est ça la grosse différence entre les municipalités? Parce qu'on ressort là, comme une grosse différence comparée aux autres, là. C'est ça que...
Les autres années, vous voulez dire? Ou...
Non, je pense qu'il y avait une comparaison entre nous et occurrences by city, je pense.
Oui, juste pour clarification, occurrences by city is where the complaint is coming from. It's not necessarily a comparison to all the other cities. For example, if somebody from Ottawa...
That's right. We did this last time. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. But at the end of the day, the dog tags will have a major impact on that this year. But then we'll start seeing that pattern year after year, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you very much to you and your team. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I'll pass the message along.
Okay. D'autres questions? If there's none, we'll move on to the next item. Item E, Déneigement sur sentier, rapport ISPW 02-2021. Le conseil reçoit le rapport ISPW 02-2021 daté du 21 février 2021 et approuve l'option 1 sur le déneigement des sentiers menant aux sentiers récréatifs.
Quick
Mr.
question.
Mayor, I
What?
think you missed one.
Ah, did I miss one?
Yes.
Ah, yes, sorry. Item c'est à cause de la version française puis anglaise, ils sont pas exactement pareils. Item E, Infrastructure Service Semi-Annual Activity Report. Report IS01 2021. The council receives report IS01 2020 dated February 1st, 2021. So, Monsieur Bourgon, you've been busy as well.
Merci, Mr. le Maire. Yes, so the type of operation, the COVID didn't affect us as much. So fortunately, all the construction project proceed as planned. So that's the main reason why we see our capital project mostly all completed. Donc, si un projet capital n'a pas été terminé, c'est parce qu'on l'avait prévu ainsi. On essaie de plus en plus de faire la planification ou faire tous nos plans une année pour pouvoir faire la construction l'année suivante. C'est une formule qui fonctionne bien. Donc, ça fait maintenant quelques années qu'on essaie de faire ce genre de rotation-là. Puis finalement, on peut commencer à avoir le bénéfice. Puis aussi, l'avantage que les budgets sont approuvés tôt, on va dire en octobre, tôt pratiquement au début de l'année suivante. So the fact that the budget's approved in November allows us to start to work right away on some items. So, and that's the reason why council will be able to see Project 2021 that there's already either stuff ongoing or RFP or tenders already awarded to some companies. So, maintenant, ça fait quelques années, surtout avec le travail de notre chargé de projet, là, on voit le fruit pour les projets capitaux. Donc, en général, notre équipe va continuer à adresser à bien répondre aux résidents. Donc, je suis fier de mon équipe là, encore cette année.
Merci beaucoup, M. Bourgon. Encore, félicitations à les employés de l'équipe aussi, parce qu'on le sait qu'ils travaillaient dans le public. Puis, tu sais, deux gars sur le même truck, faire de la distance puis travailler ensemble en sécurité, it had its own challenges, if you will, but your team surmounted them. Questions, members of council? Hearing none, seeing none. Merci beaucoup, M. Bourgon. Next item was the snow removal on the pathways. So, Monsieur Bourgon, again, members of council saw the report. I'm not sure if there's questions at this point in time.
Yep.
Councillor Saucier and then Conseiller Brisson.
Thank you. Yeah, I was just, there was one that was missing on that report was the one from Pioneer to Edie Road, which is right to the right of the pumping station. And I'm just wondering, like, I don't think, they talked about cleaning the sidewalk right to the ground like a sidewalk. I don't think that's necessary for the paths. And I'm just curious, are we cleaning them as they are, or are residents snow plowing them? Because it's, I access quite a few of them and they're pretty passable. The only one that's not passable is the one beside the pumping station. It has not been cleared at all.
Monsieur Bourgon?
Merci, Mr. Maire. So the pathway that you're referring, Councillor Saucier, it's not part of the one leading directly to the trail, and that's the reason why it was not included in the report. But it is part of the 19 pathways that's located elsewhere in the municipality. So currently, the public works staff don't do any types of snow removal on those pathways at all. So if you notice that there's some work done, it's currently being done by residents, not by the township staff.
Okay. Because, as one resident pointed out to me, like when they're walking down Edie Road, they don't want to walk with children if they're coming from the trail all the way to the entranceway, which is further up because Edie Road's kind of fast. So a lot of them use that pathway, and they were just wondering if it could be cleared a bit, that it was passable. And I see they are being really well maintained. I didn't know if it was the groomers that were doing it, like that does the trail, but they're all cleared from the trail. And I think we should, you know, that's sort of my feeling, because they're, especially now, they're utilized so much. Everybody's walking on the trail. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Okay, thank you very much, Councillor Saucier. So just to clarify, in the report, you're recommending option 1, Monsieur Bourgon, which represents a cost of about 3,000. But option 2, which is double 6,000, would see all the paths in the municipality, not just the ones related to the trail. That's correct?
Not exactly.
Okay.
So option 1, it's staff time and the machine time. So we did it's an approximate, so it's hard to predict how many snow falls. But that would be only to remove the snow banks that leads to the path.
Right.
So basically leaving the rest of the pathway for pedestrians just to walk over snow. If council, the option 2, it's the same amount of pathways, but to clear it at maintenance, like almost bare asphalt, like we see our sidewalk. So the report right now, option 1 or option 2, does not include those 19 other pathway located everywhere in the municipality.
Okay. Have you had a look at those other 19 to have an estimate, or is that something we could ask you to look into?
I did not did the exercise as of now.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll ask that this item be removed, and we'll discuss it further. But Conseiller Brisson and Councillor Lorrain.
Oui, ben, mon point de vue, c'est que justement, il n'y a pas vraiment besoin de passer le blower sur toute la longueur, mais je crois que ça serait une bonne chose que la banque soit enlevée. Ma question pour M. Bourgon, c'est savoir, est-ce qu'il faut que ça soit avec le snowblower, ou si ça peut être fait en même temps qu'on fait les trottoirs, puis juste pousser la banque avec la petite machine, avec la blade, pour que ça soit fait comme tout de suite. Puis, j'haïrais pas si les pathways, parce que souvent, le problème, c'est la banque quand la charrue passe. Parce que le reste, aussitôt que le monde passe un peu, ça pacte assez vite que je vois pas l'utilité de tout la nettoyer. Mais la banque, il y a des fois, j'ai vu que ça peut être une coupe de pieds d'eau. Fait que savoir si justement avec la petite machine, quand tu fais les trottoirs, ça peut être juste poussé. Puis comment que ça coûtera là, le faire pour les pathways, puis incluant là, comme le pathway qui s'en va au projet Cloutier aussi, puis tout ça.
Monsieur Bourgon?
Donc, on a prévu avec c'est la même pièce d'équipement, dans le fond. C'est notre machine à trottoir avec la souffleuse. La raison qu'on a prévu que la souffleuse, c'est justement comme si après une tempête de neige dépendant de 30 cm, comme qu'on a eu 2 semaines passées, ben on ne peut pas pousser la neige, elle doit être soufflée. Puis aussi, c'est pour le rapport au niveau de service. Donc, mon option 1, c'est de dire au conseil que nous allons revenir après une tempête. Donc, une fois qu'on a fini de faire nos trottoirs, une fois qu'on a fini de tout faire les choses où on a des standards précis à suivre, là, on prendrait le temps d'aller enlever de faire ces locations-là. Là, ce que vous me demandez, M. Brisson, c'est de l'inclure dans notre route de trottoir, mais là, ça a un impact de réduire mon niveau de service au trottoir existant. Donc, c'est pour ça que présentement, on a proposé au conseil de retourner à ces endroits-là par la suite, une fois qu'on a fini de faire ce qu'on a un standard, ce qui nous est imposé par la province, là, dans le fond.
Merci, M. Bourgon. Councillor Lorrain?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked to take this one out, because I'm gonna ask I'm gonna ask council to vote as approving option 2, which was the level of service that was there previously before we started grooming the trail. The sidewalk machine actually did pass, and he did all of the pathways in the area previously. So I'd like to get back to that. That was the request that the people that sent me the request wanted, was the ability to go through and walk to the get onto the actual groomed trail. And I'd just like us to go back to the level of service that we had a few years back when we were using the actual sidewalk one. However, I don't expect it to be done at the same time as the sidewalk. So option 2 is fine. It gets done secondary to all the sidewalks, so that level of service is not reduced for your sidewalk cleaning. But I would choose option 2.
Okay, thank you very much. Conseiller Brisson?
Juste la question, c'est que ça disait dans le rapport qu'avant ça que c'était fait, mais est-ce que c'était toutes les entrées à piste cyclable, ou s'il y en avait juste une, que c'était la première sur trail pour aller au stationnement pour l'autobus? Je pensais que c'était rien que la première qui était faite, mais que les autres n'étaient pas faites avant ça, parce qu'en brun, je ne pensais pas qu'il était fait. Juste clarifier, là.
Monsieur Bourgon, je ne sais pas si tu as la réponse à ça.
Ben, il y a la première, le premier sentier était fait de façon régulière. Ça c'est qu'est-ce que je peux confirmer.
Mais les autres, je ne pense pas qu'ils étaient faits.
Non, il n'y avait pas les autres. Monsieur, comme le conseiller Laurent a dit, il est possible qu'il y en ait un autre qui était fait, que le deuxième était fait à quelques reprises, là, mais je peux confirmer au conseil que le premier, celui qui était le plus proche du petit stationnement, lui était fait de façon régulière. Là.
And well, the other ones past it weren't built yet. The development wasn't completely done in those sections yet, so it wasn't pavement in those areas. But I can tell you that the one between Station Trail, in my subdivision in Russell Trails, between Station Trail and Settlement Lane, that one was being done as well before. And I'm not saying that one needs to be done now. I understand with this request, it's all the ones backing onto the actual trail, and I'm fine with that. But I would prefer it to be the level of service that it was prior. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, if there's no further comment, we'll go on to the next item. C'est sentier multifonctionnel, multi-use pathway along St. Mary Road. The council receives report ISPW 03-2021 dated February 1st, 2021, and recommends implementing a multi-use pathway along St. Mary Road, and that council sends a resolution to the Public Works Committee of the United Counties of Prescott and Russell. Question, Conseiller Brisson and Councillor Tarnowski.
Yeah, I did even look today because I pass on the bridge, and my point of view of putting a full lane for walking beside the small kind of sidewalk that is there, it will make the road quite narrow. So that's why I was wondering, I know it would cost a bit more, but that piece of cement, if it could be just widen up, having a bit more cement put. So instead of having a pathway of 3 or 4 foot wide, just adding maybe 1 foot on each side with the sidewalk, and that so that the machine are able to go a bit like the Saint-Jacques bridge. Personally, I think would be better, because otherwise putting a full trail, it will narrow quite a lot the road itself.
Merci, Conseiller Brisson. Monsieur Bourgon, I know we had a conversation with Monsieur Bouchard to the bridge.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. So yes, I had a good conversation with the county engineer as well. We're limited to what we can do to the sidewalk as you're proposing, Councillor Brisson. Mostly, well, there's more involved to it being the bridge. So there's like a loading, there's different, there's different approach. Definitely, it's something we'll be looking at more seriously when the bridge will be due for some rehab work. But as of now, to be low cost, we're proposing to council to look at the option of reducing the width of the traveling lane, which will act as a speed calming or to calm the traffic as well. There's still more homework to be done in the spring. So that's why I'm recommending to council to send the resolution to the county, and then I can work with the county administration to come up with the best solution for this segment and to bring back more information to council later this spring.
Okay. Other comments, Councillor Tarnowski?
Well, I'm really happy that we're doing something about that because, I mean, with the growth around there, there's a lot more traffic and there are a lot of pedestrians that are walking through there to go to the nice trails that are on the other side there. Having done that myself, it's kind of scary. And so I'm glad we're doing something. I agree with Conseiller Brisson that ideally it would be nice to use that space already there and to just widen it. But I'm glad we're doing something regardless.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Other questions or comments? No, hearing none, then that will come back and we can vote on that and send a resolution at the county level, and the engineers can get their heads together and figure out a plan. We'll go to the next item, item H. Récupération de coûts suite à l'avis d'ébullition d'eau, rapport ISWAT 01-2021. Que le Conseil reçoit le rapport ISWAT 01-2021, daté du 1er février 2021, et donne la directive à l'administration d'envoyer une facture à l'entreprise responsable afin de récupérer les coûts défrayés pour l'opération du porte-à-porte à titre de remède tel que stipulé dans le règlement 39-2015. Question, membres du Conseil? It's pretty straightforward. They caused the problem. Now we're sending them a bill. It shouldn't be up to taxpayers to take the hit for this one. Anything to add, Monsieur Bourgon?
I was just, merci, Monsieur Maire. I was going to add that I did have a brief conversation with this business, so it won't come as a surprise this week when we do follow up on this conversation.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. We'll move on to the next item. Item I. Units Allocation Report ISWAT-WW01-2021. The Council receives Report ISWAT-WW01-2021 dated February 1st, 2021 and approves the proposed 2 bylaws for the water and sewer unit allocations. Question, Conseiller Brisson.
Oui, j'aimerais me faire expliquer la raison de comment que ça va marcher et tout ça. Parce que c'était pas clair, si ça prenait d'autres permis, qu'est-ce qu'on fait maintenant, puis pourquoi amener cette chose-là, surtout comme pour Embrun-Russell, qu'on a une allocation quand même assez grande. Juste me faire expliquer avant que j'aie des commentaires, d'autres commentaires.
OK, merci, Conseiller Brisson. Monsieur Bourgon, if I understood the report well, essentiellement, on fait des changements. Comme c'est là, toutes les rapports, il faut qu'ils viennent au conseil pour toutes les allocations. Ça, c'était mis en place dans le passé quand la municipalité, les niveaux d'allocation étaient très, très basses. Puis c'est depuis qu'on a le service d'eau d'Ottawa puis on a refait nos lagoons, la disponibilité est beaucoup plus élevée, c'est ça?
Effectivement, Monsieur le maire. Donc, c'est un commentaire du membre du conseil il y a peut-être un an. Suite à ces rapports-là. Donc, dans le fond, ce qu'on propose au conseil, c'est juste d'enlever cette étape-là, de venir au conseil pour chaque unité d'allocation de services. De notre côté administratif, on va continuer à tenir compte, à garder track de tout ce qui est donné, puis une fois par année, donner le compte-rendu au conseil. Une fois que notre capacité va approcher les 80%, on reviendra au conseil pour implémenter la politique ou la façon de faire qui était en place auparavant. Puis, on propose également de maintenir la même approche qui est présentement pour le village de Limoges. Donc, chaque unité va venir au conseil pour approbation. Donc, dans le fond, du village de Limoges. Donc, tout ce qui est contrôlé par la nation. Donc, c'est une des raisons que je trouvais juste de séparer les deux systèmes d'eau là, en deux règlements différents.
OK, parfait. Question, conseiller Brisson?
Juste pour clarifier, donc, pour le demandeur d'unité d'eau, c'est pas un autre rapport de plus à faire que qu'est-ce qu'il fait comme c'est là. C'est juste que si vous autres pouvez prendre la décision sans que ça vienne au conseil à chaque ça.
Donc, effectivement, pour le résident ou pour les développeurs, là, de leur côté, eux n'auront pas de différence. Sauf que la différence pourrait être que la réponse peut être plus rapide. Dans le fond, en évitant à l'administration de venir au conseil là, pour chaque unité d'allocation.
Ça ne fait pas plus d'ouvrage aux développeurs puis aux demandants. C'est le même processus. Moi, c'est correct. Merci.
Parfait. Merci. D'autres questions, commentaires? Seeing, hearing none, we'll move on to the next item. Item J, Omnibus Bylaw to repeal outdated bylaws, report CL01-2021. The council receives CL01-2021 dated February 1st, 2021 and approves the proposed Omnibus Bylaw. Questions, comments, members of council? We saw some pretty old dated ones in there. It was time that we clean them up. Yeah, I think 1965. Wow, that was before I was born. Okay, if there's no questions, anything to add from the administration?
Mr. Mayor, maybe I can just add that, like you said, this is, we did that in the past before in 2012, I believe, and 2016. So it's just a way to look at almost all the ones that are more older than 5 years and see if they need to be, they're outdated, superseded, or expired, and if we can remove them for the list. And it's easier to see what we have and what is updated and to date. And those are the ones that we found. And there will be another one probably this year again or next year. And that's the process that we have started, and we adopted the policy. Well, it didn't go to council, but it's an internal policy to proceed this way now.
Okay, thank you very much, Madame Camelet-Laflamme. If there's no comments, we'll move on to the next item. Item K, Future Russell Transpo Report EcoDev 02A 2021. That council receives the report EcoDev 02A 2021 dated February 1st, 2021. And confirms its decision to proceed with option blank as presented in this report. Pretty sure we can pull this one out now. This will be voted on separately. Madame Tremblay, I'll start it off. I just want to say thank you to you and your team and to our provider for presenting options that during this pandemic, obviously, you know, we know that it's a hardship on everyone, and you know, with the new option that was presented today, option 6, we see a considerable savings for the municipality. So I'm in favor of option 6. I'll say it right now. If any members of council would like to have questions in regards to the report, we'll open it up. Councillor Saucier, please. Oh, Councillor Saucier actually believe hit the exit button as opposed to the mute button. So Conseiller Lorraine, then Councillor Ternosky.
I just think, you know, for the options that are being presented now, and having already made the decision to cancel the service within 6 months, I'm going to also agree with option 6. I think that gives the contractor plenty of time to review his own cost benefit or his own project to see whether or not it's feasible for him to start offering services at some point in time in the municipality without having the back thought of, are they going to come back? Are they not going to come back? What's going to happen? I think it gives him plenty of time to move forward. And for us, the certainty is there as well. The cost certainty from a taxpayer perspective with the dollar amount. So for me, I think it makes the most sense at this point in time, based on the decision that we've already made, which was to provide notice, the 6-month notice to the contractor. So I will be in favor of option 6 as well when it comes time to vote.
Okay, thank you, Conseil Lorrain. We'll go back to Cindy, Councillor Saucier, you're back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I went off to Oz for a minute. I only see option 5. Where is option 6?
So option 6 was uploaded this afternoon onto the iPad, so you might have to reload it. If you look on the screen, essentially what it is option 4 is what the contract was. That we'd have to pay $274,000 and have 3 buses running for the next 6 months. The new option is that there is no bus service, but he reduces the bill by $90,000. So, Monsieur Leduc, would you like to add to that?
Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to ask the clerk to blow the numbers up so you can see it's in pink, Mrs. Saucier, Councillor Saucier. That's where the numbers are shown. So, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Do you see it on the screen?
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, can we just get a walkthrough of version number 6 because it was uploaded during the day? If we were working, just to make sure that we're all on the same page, perhaps Madame Tremblay could walk us through it, or?
Yeah, Madame Tremblay.
So option 6 compared to the other option, I'm just gonna make sure. So the contract ends on so it's the 6 months periods notice that we've already sent. So the contract ends on June 2021, June 30th. So compared to the other options, there's no bus running from that 6 months period. And we have a 50% rebate on all the buses. So basically the invoice that you're saying in January, because it's passed, is we're paying 1 full bus as it was running, the same as what we've paid for December, from September to December of 2020. And for the other remaining months, it's the $27,000. So it's the 4 buses at 50%, no running buses. And the June period is the $27,000 plus the 8 days penalty as per the contract, which is the 25% of the number of days that is remaining as per our contract ending technically in June 2022. So the total that we're paying to the provider is $185,636.75. And we kept the same information as the sponsorship program, the other related fees, basically the other expense that you're seeing, and the other options are the operational, so salaries and stuff like that. But because we're not running, we didn't add any salaries for this portion of the 6 months. And we're going to still receive the SRA program for the Safe Restart. And we're also receiving a portion of the gas tax as the other options. So basically the contribution, the municipal contribution for that period of time is $27,000. And that's the total contribution based on this option.
Okay, thank you. Conseil Tarnowski.
Well, thank you very much. This is a much better, rosier picture. It's actually purple, but rosier picture than what we saw originally. So thank you very much for the added insight and negotiations that came from that. My only question that I have left is the sponsorship program. Why is there still $4,600 in revenue with the sponsorship program if we're not running any more buses?
Madame Tremblay, I think I know this one. Can I say it?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
So basically, those are sponsorship programs that we have with Kibi Media and Exit. They're ending in November of this year, and they were provided with the information. It's for the des abribus, so they're not on the buses. And they were informed when we signed the new contract back in 2020 that there was an option for council not to run the bus, but they still decided that because we're going to keep the abribus, they're going to keep the advertising on the bus shelter. So that's why the 4,600 is still left as a revenue for that option.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Any other questions, members of council? Councillor Tarnowski?
Just my last point to that. So I just want to, again, congratulate how this worked out and turned out. So I'm really happy about that, and I'll be voting for option 6 as well.
Thank you. Conseiller Brisson?
Oui, c'est juste un commentaire. Oui, les chiffres ont de l'air pas mal mieux avec l'option 6, puis que je suis content qu'il n'y ait plus de négocier. La seule chose que mon opinion personnelle, c'est que j'aimerais que le conseil, les membres du conseil, reconsidèrent après la pandémie que peut-être qu'on puisse le service, nous autres mêmes aussi, parce que comme il a dit, je crois que c'est un service essentiel, mais je vais rester ça à quand que la pandémie va être finie pour être reconsidéré. Merci.
Merci beaucoup, Conseiller Brisson. I agree that's an essential service. It doesn't mean it has to be a public service. It can be a private service like it has been in the past before the municipality got involved as well. So, Councillor Larin?
No, I'll save my thought there. Never mind. I'm good.
Okay. Thank you very much. On va aller au prochain item. Item L, Building and Planning Department Semi-Annual Report, Activity Report, Report PD 1221. The Council receives Report PD 1221 dated February 1st, 21. Madame Tremblay, another department that has some frontline people that kept us going very busy during COVID.
Oui, Monsieur le maire. Donc, je vais juste faire un survol rapide au niveau du développement. Donc, on recevait encore, même pendant la pandémie, plusieurs demandes de rencontres au review team. Donc, il y a eu plusieurs projets qui ont parti au niveau de la consultation. Donc, vous pouvez voir les chiffres là, qui sont dans le rapport. Il y a eu plusieurs rapports au niveau du développement de l'urbanisme qui ont été présentés au niveau des demandes de changement de zonage. Donc, on n'a jamais arrêté de rouler pendant la pandémie. All the planning applications, zoning, minor variances, we kept going with the committees online, and we also worked really hard with the heritage. So in the next few months, I would say in March, you'll see the final report for the heritage. So all the meetings were completed virtually in 2020, in the last section of that 2020. For most important, what I want to bring up to council's attention is that, as you know, building inspectors never stopped working. We were still doing inspection on new houses, even during the full lockdown. So basically, as you can see in the numbers, we've even issued more permits total for that period of time compared to the previous years, so compared to 2019. I know it's not a lot, but just to show that we've never stopped, and I just want to congratulate staff because we never had a lot of time to have a turnaround. There's the announcement made on Thursday, and we had until the Friday to issue permits. So there's a lot of staff that worked really, really hard, and I think that the community of the developer really we're grateful, and we've received many emails confirming that they were grateful that we were able to issue so many permits in a short period of time just to accommodate them and make sure that they were still able to keep going with the project of their houses and making sure that trades would have still have work to do at the end of the day. And during that period of time as well, we've hired 2 building inspectors. So everybody's pretty busy, and the numbers are there to prove that we've never stopped working. And even today, our schedule is pretty busy, 5 days a week. And so basically, that's the resume of the report.
Parfait. Merci beaucoup, Madame Tremblay. And I think I've shared it in the past, but I did have some developers reach out when you guys were able to, work nonstop late to try and get out permits as much as possible, and they were very appreciative of it. So thank you to you and your team. Questions, Conseiller Brisson?
Oui, c'est ça. Je voulais féliciter votre équipe. Ma question, c'est que comme c'est là avec la pandémie, c'est tout permis que vous ne pouvez pas émettre, autant réno que construction, je crois. Hein? Juste confirmer.
Madame Tremblay?
Donc, les permis, il y en a qu'on peut émettre encore. Selon la province, il y a des critères de construction de qu'est-ce qu'on peut. On ne peut pas en émettre, je m'excuse, mais on fait encore des inspections. Il y a des projets qui sont complètement arrêtés parce qu'on ne peut pas faire les inspections de ces types de permis-là, mais les gens peuvent quand même appliquer pour des projets de rénovation. On revoit encore la demande de permis, mais on n'émet pas le permis parce que justement, on ne peut pas faire les inspections pour ce type de permis-là. Mais au niveau des projets commerciaux, si c'était par exemple la transformation de bouffe, on peut continuer, la construction elle continue comme dans le parc industriel. Puis au niveau des nouvelles maisons résidentielles qui ont eu leur permis avant la dernière annonce du lockdown.
Parfait. D'autres questions? If there's no more questions, we'll move on to the next item. Merci beaucoup, Madame Tremblay. Next item is item 12, rapport d'un investigateur ou l'ombudsman, il n'a pas. Item 13, avis de motion, il n'a pas. Item 14, question period on meeting of the day. So anyone who wishes to have a question, there is the option to type in a question. I ask you to please specify your name and address for the public record. We do have a question. Mr. Charles Armstrong, 85 Castlebow in Embrum. For item 11G, what is the status of a multi-use pathway with respect to the Highway Traffic Act, such as liability in the event of an accident, car, pedestrian, or car, bicycle? Monsieur Bourgon, the multi-use pathway we're talking is similar to the multi-use pathway on Blais, c'est ça?
Monsieur Mann. So yes, exactly. It's the same type of infrastructure. I cannot confirm for under the Highway Traffic Act, but the OTM 18. So basically, the design guidelines from the Ministry of Transportation Book 18 does allow those type of installation. So I would just assume that it falls under the Highway Traffic Act as well. Okay. So what we are proposing along Sainte Marie will follow those criteria or guidelines from the province.
Okay, thank you very much. And obviously, if it's a when we talk about liability, doesn't matter what the book says. If somebody is going to sue us because something happened, they're going to sue us because we're the organization that has the deepest pockets. So, I think that as long as we're following what's recommended by the ministry, Monsieur Bourgon, I appreciate that. Seeing no other questions, we'll move on to the next item. Item 15 is resolutions. So a motion that council approves all recommendations listed on the agenda under item number 11, reports from department and council committees. Madame Camille-Laflamme, we had two.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, it's 11F and 11K.
Okay, so we'll put on the table and then we'll do an amendment to remove those two items. So I need a motion to put on the table. Conseiller Brisson and Councillor Tonoski.
Juste une clarification. C'est juste que E et F sont inversés en français et en anglais. Fait qu'on ne peut pas juste le mentionner, E et F, parce qu'ils sont inversés avec le service d'infrastructure.
So as per, I believe, how it's written, we always use the electronic English version as the base. So we can specify F and K on the English agenda. And in the minutes, we'll be able to indicate which title it is.
Yeah, c'est juste clarifié.
Merci. Parfait, merci. So let's put it on the table. Moved by Conseiller Brisson, seconded by Councillor Tarnowski. It's on the table. I need somebody to move for F and K to be removed. So I moved by Conseiller Lorrain, seconded by Conseiller Brisson. All in favor of removing those two items?
Mike Tarnowski, yes.
André, oui.
Jamie, yes.
Cindy Sosa, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So those two items are removed. So we'll vote on everything except F and K. Call for the vote.
Mike Tarnowski, yes.
André, oui.
Jamie, yes.
Cindy, yes.
Perfect, thank you. Those items are carried. So item F is the snow removal on pathways report ISPW 02-2021. So I need a mover and a seconder to put that on the table. Moved by Conseiller Brisson, seconded by Councillor Saucier. Questions, comments on this one? Conseiller Brisson, then Councillor Saucier.
Pour moi, personnellement, j'irais pour l'option 1, d'enlever juste le banc de neige au bord, vu que le reste de la piste n'est pas dégagé pareil, que ça ne prend pas de temps, que c'est tout bien piloté, que l'accès est facile. Tout ça, ça fait que moi, personnellement, je crois que le monde serait très satisfait si le banc de neige est enlevé, sans tout le nettoyer au complet, puis à des coups. Mais j'inclurais que tout bien checké pour voir aussi les pathways, que c'est la même chose, que les bancs de neige soient enlevés aussi.
Excuse, répète le dernier commentaire. So
Ici, on parle seulement dans l'option 1, que c'est juste le sentier récréatif, mais que les bancs de neige soient enlevés aussi pour les pathways aux autres endroits aussi, que le monde peut circuler comme il faut pour le banc de neige.
OK, les autres 19 dans la municipalité, c'est ça que tu fais référence? OK, oui. So, je suis intéressé, je m'en vais dans la même ligne pour les 19 autres, mais moi, je veux voir un rapport sur c'est quoi les coûts associés avec les 19 autres. So, peut-être la recommandation que tu fais, c'est option 1, avec une directive à l'administration d'amener un rapport sur les 19 autres.
Oui, ça serait parfait pour moi, ça.
OK. So that's one thought. We'll let other members have their say as well. Councillor Saucier had her hand up, and then Conseiller Lorrain.
Yeah, so I'm in favor of option 1. I mean, I think as long as it's passable and it's cleared, I don't think it has to be down to the sidewalk. And a lot of people don't like the salt either, especially when they're walking their dogs on the trail. So it gets in their paws, and you know, a lot of them, I know people that use the trail to walk, even huskies, you know, in training. So I think as long as it's passable, I think that's what I'd like to see, and that people, and so far this year it's been passable, but you know, I understand the residents are doing it. So I'd like us to make it that we can get through it. That's it.
Thank you, Councillor Saucier. Conseiller Lorrain?
Yeah, just to be clear, the residents are doing it. That's why it's passable. I would rather that the township is the ones doing it, especially from a liability perspective. And you know, if that's the case and they're doing it, then that to me makes a lot more sense in case the residents start snow blowing it and throwing stuff on the other people's houses, and they wreck something on the trail for whatever reason. To me, I prefer option 2. I see multiple people saying option 1. Option 1 doesn't get the clearing that you currently get now with the residents. So I'm gonna move a motion to choose option number 2, and I assume that Councillor Brisson's request for his amendment is strictly on the request to have a report brought back or giving a direction. I don't know if that's even an amendment, because he was just agreeing to option 1. So to me, I don't know how we do that. Like, do I propose option 2? Does he propose option 1? What are we supposed to do?
So Conseiller Brisson is proposing option 1, an amendment on option 1 that we include a direction to direction to the administration to bring back a report on the other 19 sections in the municipality. So we'll start with that option. We'll put that on the table. Once that's approved or defeated, then we can move on to an amendment afterwards. So we're just voting on the amendment at this point in time, not the resolution itself. So, Conseiller Brisson is proposing that. Do we have a seconder? So, Councillor Saucier. So right now it's to amend option 1 to give direction to the administration to come back with a report for the other 19. So we'll call for a vote on that one. So all in favor?
I'm not clear though. Sorry, Mr. Mayor. I just need more clarity on the amendment.
Yeah, it's on the table, so we can ask questions about the amendment.
Thank you. So in option 1 for the amendment, if I understand correctly, we're just dealing with removing the snowbank and not actually clearing the trail, the little piece between the trail, I should say, and the road. And we're asking for a report to understand the costs of doing that for all those pieces across the township.
Yeah,
Is
so
that correct?
we would be approving the report to do the ones next to the trail, and then also giving directions to come back with a cost estimate for all the other ones in the municipality.
Okay, I'm happy with that. Thank you.
Okay, so that's so now we're just, if there's no other questions on the amendment, Councillor Saucier?
Yeah, no, I'm confused too, because my understanding was like it seems like it's one or the other. You know, like we're either not going to do the pathways or we're going to go to the sidewalk. Why can we not just clear them that they're passable?
Okay, so
and that people can access the road to the trail
Without salt though.
without salt. Yeah, it's just like you know, there's still a snow cover, just like the trail is right now. The trail is great. It's, you know, the grooming, it's fantastic to walk,
So
and it's fantastic.
Let's get clarification from you, Monsieur Bourgon. So explain the 2 options again, Monsieur Bourgon.
So option 1, which is the recommendation, it's only to remove the snowbank at the road for those pathway leading to the recreational trail. So it's only to remove the snowbank.
And
so that's option 1.
So the assumption is, as people walk, they'll compact it just like on the trail. We pass a groomer and they compact it as they walk. Is that the assumption?
Exactly.
Okay.
Which option 2, and I need to point out, I realize there's an omission in option 1, that's snow clearing or the bank removal would be done only after a 5 centimeter or plus snowfall. So if we do receive like 1 centimeter of snow, we won't do anything. So same thing would apply for option 2. I just want to make sure, like, to clarify that level of service as well. So for option 2, it would be that to remove, like to clear the pathway as if it would be a sidewalk. Like you would get the same service. It would clear the snow and you would be able to see the asphalt.
Right, which we don't do for the trail currently.
Exactly, and we don't have a groomer, so we cannot do that same type of maintenance as we currently see on the trail itself.
Okay, so do we have more questions? I see hands up. Councillor Saucier, Councillor Ternosky.
Well, it's just, you know, also it makes it difficult for people to get to the trail if they're taking kids on sleds. When you get to bare pavement, I think they prefer some snow cover. So I just would like to see it accessible, but not down to the pavement and not salted.
Okay, Councillor Ternosky.
A little pepper. No, okay. Option one. I just want to clarify that we are putting option 1 with an amendment to also get a report on completing that for the other 19 trail entrances. Correct?
Yeah, for a report to come back with on the cost estimate for the other ones.
I'm happy with that amendment. Thank you.
Okay, so any other questions on the amendment itself? So, Councillor Lorrain?
Although I disagree, I think I will still vote in favor of it, seeing that there's already 3 people that are in favor of it. I think we should have, my own opinion is the request that I received was to clear the actual path to get to the trail, not just the snow bank. However, I'm not gonna say no to something being done for the residents, although I would have preferred that we cleared the actual area so that they could get to the trail. So okay. I will vote in favor. I will vote with council on this, but reluctantly.
Okay, perfect. So we have the amendment on the table, so we'll call for the vote on the amendment. So have a mover and a seconder, so no further questions. Call for the vote.
Mike Ternowski, yes.
André, oui.
Jamie, yes.
Cindy Sosa, yes.
Perfect. So the amendment is carried. So now we're back to the main motion as amended. Do we have any other questions, comments, amendments to what's being proposed now? Hearing none, so I'll call for the vote again.
Mike Ternowski, yes.
André, oui.
Jamie, yes.
Cindy Sosa, yes.
Perfect. Item is carried.
With option 1.
With the option 1 with the amendment.
Mhm.
Okay.
Can I ask one question, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, go ahead, Councillor Lorrain.
Can I ask Mr. Bourgon when that will take effect? If that's like effective immediately, or will that be like, when will that take effect?
Monsieur Bourgon?
So it would take effect immediately. So I'll ask our staff this week to go and start. If it's already done, well, we'll wait for the next snowfall. But no, we'll start doing those removal of banks right away.
Thank you.
Perfect. Merci beaucoup. Next item that is to be voted on separately is item K, which is the future of the Russell Transport Report EcoDev 02A 2021. So I need a mover and a seconder to put it on the table. Moved by Councillor Ternowski and Conseiller Lorrain. So now we need a direction. So need a mover and a seconder to propose which option we want to go with. So Councillor Ternowski?
I'd like to propose we go with option 6.
Option 6. Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Conseiller Lorrain. Questions on that one, Councillor Saucier?
Yeah, I tried to download it again, and it I don't have it. So could you just give me a brief summary of what 6 is saying? Like, I don't know, are we canceling the service totally, or when is it resuming? And
okay, so there is no resumption of service. The service is canceled, just like it was voted in December. But instead of continuing the service for a 6-month period, we're terminating it right away. There's no bus service, and there's a $90,000 savings. Roughly.
okay, all right. Thank you.
You're
for the
welcome.
clarification.
Not a problem. So we have a mover and a seconder for option 6. Any questions, further questions? If not, I'll call for the vote.
Could I have a recorded vote, please?
Yeah, recorded vote for sure. So call for the vote.
Mike Ternowski, yes. In favor of 6.
André, non, parce que je suis pour l'option 1.
Jamie, yes.
Cindy Sosa, no.
And myself, yes. So option 6 is carried. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much to the administration, Madame Tremblay, for working with the service provider to get us the best deal, financial deal for the municipality. Much appreciated. With that ends the resolution portion. We will go to item 16, bylaws. Motion that council approve bylaws 2021-008 to 2021-011, inclusively for first, second, and third reading as listed on the agenda. Need a mover and a seconder to put it on the table, please. Moved by Conseiller Lorrain, seconded by Conseiller Brisson. Questions?
Well, we have to pull that one that Councillor Brisson and I voted against.
No, it's not there.
It's not
there.
It's not
Okay.
a bylaw.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so I'll call for the vote.
Mike Ternowski, yes.
André, oui.
Jamie, yes.
Cindy Sosa, yes.
Perfect, thank you very much. It is carried. Item 17, rapport d'affaires nouveau, il n'y a pas. Item 18, rapport divers présenté par les membres du conseil, il n'y a pas. Item 19, consultation publique, il n'y a pas. Item 20, closed session. Pursuant to sections 239, 2, 3, and 3.1 of the Municipal Act 2001, SO 2001, Chapter 25, a motion to move into closed session at the hour of 7:40 p.m. to address matters pertaining to Section 239 of the Municipal Act 2001, SO 2001, Chapter 25, to consider matters relating to. Item 1 can be removed for the contract negotiations. There's no need to go into that discussion. So will only be item 2, update on a lease renewal in Embrun, verbal report under Section 2C, a proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality or local board. And Section 2F, advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose. And item 3, which is closed session minutes of the regular council meeting dated January 18th, 2021. So I need a mover and a seconder to go into closed session, please. Moved by Councillor Tarnowski, seconded by Conseiller Larin. All those in favor?
Mike Tarnowski, yes.
André, oui.
Jamie, yes.
Cindy Sosa, yes.
Thank you very much, everyone. We are in closed session, so we have a couple of minutes to click in to our closed session meeting out of the public eye, and then we will come back into public and report out a closed session. Thank you very much.
T'es muté, Pierre, on t'entend pas si tu veux nous parler.
I'm the one who got caught on this one. Okay, so we have everyone. We're just waiting for Councillor Saucier to pop back in. We'll give her a minute and see if she's able to join us. Oh, and she's coming in. Perfect. Councillor Saucier was able to make it. So I'll ask Madame Camry Laflamme just to report out a closed session.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. So we're now 8:13. So the number 1 was crossed out. It wasn't discussed. Number 2 for the lease. Council was briefed on the subject and a direction given to staff on how to proceed. And number 3, the closed session minutes of the regular council meeting dated January 18, 2021 were presented and adopted.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We now move on to confirming bylaw. Is it 2021-12?
That's correct, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. That bylaw 2021-12 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Council of the Corporation, the Township of Russell, at its regular council meeting held on February 1st, 2021, be read a first, second, and third time in past. I need a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Conseiller Brisson, seconded by Conseiller Lorrain. All those in favor?
Mike Ternowski, yes.
André, oui.
Jamie, yes.
Cindy Saucier, yes.
Thank you very much, everyone. The next regular public meeting in council, la prochaine réunion du conseil public, ça va être le 16 février, will be the February 16th. And we are adjourned at 8:14 p.m. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great evening.
Merci, bonsoir tout le monde.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Also,